wearing visible symbols of your religion is not always easy. They are a sign of devotion and often a source of pride, but they can also make you a target. There are a few more recognisable than the Sikh turban and beard, powerful and obvious symbols of a Sikh man's identity. Well, that's what a new art exhibition called the SINGH project is aimed at actually celebrating. It's a collection of photographs of Sikh men which aims to capture the essence of modern Sikhism. Well, with me are the men behind those photos, Amit and Naroop. Juti, thank you very much for coming in. I mean, first of all, they are astonishing photographs. We were looking at them through the course of the day, but interestingly, I mean, your background as photographers, it's in music, it's in art, it's in adverts. How did you stumble across this idea?
Well, we basically realised about a year ago there's a lot of people in London wearing beards. Really, really popular, even in adverts. And as we're both Sikh, we decided to do a project to celebrate this and kind of use our heritage, use our knowledge, but use our skills as well and kind of put together a collection of these images.
So you noticed almost like a fashion change. Yep. It's interesting looking over my shoulder. The chap in green, sporting that beard, absolutely.
Yeah.
As a sort of fashion item.
Totally.
So you noticed a change, did you?
Well, funny thing is, these guys are growing these beards to kind of mark their identity. They wanted to be different from other people, you know, on the scene, on the street. And in Sikhism, that's the same thing. People started to grow their beard for their identity, to stand out for the crowd and say that we're Sikhs, you know, when the religion started a few hundred years ago. So the parallels are quite similar.
And in terms of the turbans, have they changed in terms of the flamboyance, the way people are wearing them?
Yeah, I think nowadays the young guys, they're really using it as a fashion statement. So they're using fabrics with different patterns and really making it a part of their identity and their kind of whole outfit, rather than just doing it in like a black colour or kind of reds that was more common.
And we saw one of the photographs, just a young boy with his turban, sporting it, looking very, very proud. When you initially approached people, what did they say to you?
They said, well, initially it was quite difficult because no one had an idea what we were trying to do, you know. But we took the iPad out, we went on the road, and once we had a few photos, people were up for being on board. And it's amazing how many of these guys knew each other as well. So kind of word spread, and they were more than happy to be involved in the project. And we've just been so grateful from all of the exposure and the amount of effort and involvement people have put into this. It's been incredible.
From that germ of the idea that you described earlier, I mean, the history of wearing a turban, I mean, it goes back centuries in Asia, doesn't it?
Yeah, totally. Well, originally the turban was worn by really wealthy people, by holy men, landowners, kings. And when Sikhism started, they embraced and took on the turban to show a sign of equality, that everybody was the same. That's why the turban is so fundamental to Sikhism. And nowadays, people wear it with pride. You know, these young guys are really kind of taking it their own.
How did it change then with Sikhism when it was adopted by Sikhs? Was there a pivot then as well?
Well, I think it was, because it kind of leveled everybody out. I mean, the word Singh itself is a surname given to every Sikh man, because you can't tell their background there from what caste they were because of their surname. The same thing with the turban. Before, only religious and holy men were there, but now all men are wearing it, so everybody's from the same kind of level, basically.
Now, the range of people, I mean, these are just a few of the photographs you took. Tell me how you went about even finding the people.
Well, we kind of had an idea that we wanted to capture a big range of people. So different people from different backgrounds, different careers, different ages. And
tell me the sorts of people then that you...
So up here, for example, we've got a creative director, we've got a comedian.
And on the screen there?
We've got a polo player here as well. So a watchmaker you can see behind me here as well. So all sorts of people, all sorts of characters, and no two people had the same beard and same turban. It was all slightly different.
And that one on the screen at the moment?
Magic Singh. He's a magician who's a Singh, which is incredible.
And interesting, it's a photographic technique that you've deliberately used here. All of these people, you filmed them with exactly the same background. What was the thinking there?
Well, they're all kind of shot in exactly the same way, so they're almost like windows to their soul. So by keeping everything constant, we allowed the individual to really shine rather than the background being distractive. So we didn't necessarily want our photographic skills to be the forefront. We wanted these individuals to really take presence. So keeping everything constant, keeping the cropping and the framing the same, and the background the same, really allowed the subject to shine.
It's interesting in terms of your journey. I mean, you're two Sikh men. I was saying there in the introduction how items like this that make you stand out sometimes can also make you the target of some sort of persecution. That has happened, of course, in the past. In terms of your journeys over the decades as Sikhs, have you noticed a change in approach to people when you are wearing the turban, or people are wearing the turban?
It's interesting. Over the years, in the beginning, people felt they had to conform to society. My grandfather, for example, had to cut his hair, shave his beard off, remove his turban to get a job. But now, I think it's about being individual. Individuality is embraced, and people want to be different. It's no longer about conforming, it's about standing out from the crowd. And I think this is what this project represents. Be yourself, because nowadays people want to see that.
And how's it gone down? Because this is an exhibition that you're
to be honest with you, it's the idea came about over a year ago, and we went down the crowdfunding route. So we had to raise some money to pay for the exhibition, and it was quite nerve-wracking initially, you know, not knowing how it's going to pan out. We initially wanted £7,000, and we raised over £10,000 in 30 days. So it was incredible. And funnily enough, the money came from all over the world, a lot of America, a lot of Canada as well. So it was really interesting to see it kind of go forward.
Well, we've enjoyed going through all the photographs. Thank you so much, both of you, for coming in
Thank you.
and taking us through it. Thanks very much for your time.
Thank you.